It is 7:01. Welcome everybody here and online to the regular meeting of the Jamaica Selectboard. It is Monday, October 14th at 7:02 p.m. Tuesday, sorry. Tuesday. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. It takes a village. Today is Tuesday, October 14th. It is 7:02 p.m. The first item of business on our agenda is to call for any late additions. I have one, but does anybody else have another? So this agenda is missing review and approve timesheets, which I will place after review and approve pay orders. I am also towards the end going to discuss the first of many thank yous to Andy Coyne for his service on the board. And we will have a brief executive session.
Okay, I just wanted to give an update on a couple of RFPs that we're working on, just so that the public is then aware.
Okay, perfect.
And I did want to we can do it when we get to item 4, because we're not really approving the town plan. It would just be to discuss
A discussion.
Discuss the process, the next steps type of thing.
Okay, perfect. All right. The next order of business is to approve the minutes from several recent meetings, and I will take them in order. First is I make a motion to approve the September 22 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 And that's unanimous. The next, I will make a motion to approve the September 16 special meeting minutes. Quickie on the opening of the RFP bids for the Warden Road work.
A second.
Thank you. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. And then the next is to I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 6th special meeting, which was called to move this meeting to today.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Great. Thank you, that's unanimous. Next order of business is Nelson Coleman has joined us, and he's going to speak, or did you want me to kind of?
No, I mean, I just wondered if you had a chance to look at it. This is just a rough draft, and I'm just trying to find out what direction. And I think if we do anything, it has to have a select board vote.
Okay.
Because the select board is in charge of the cemetery, and I am your representative.
Right.
So I think it has to be, I think it has to be a select board vote how to go, and I don't know whether this is complete enough. I know one thing I would move is the last paragraph I have, move it up. But what I would like to do is just post it outside the entryway going in and see what kind of response I had, because I gave a date of, what I was trying to do was 15 May next year, so that maybe a lot of it would be cleaned out before we had our spring cleanup.
Got it.
Yeah.
So for the folks on the camera, I'm gonna say that Nelson Coleman, who is the sexton of the Rawsonville Cemetery, which is located behind our Mother's Garden on Route 30 in Rawsonville, over the years has been the beneficiary of individuals who were caring for the grave sites of loved ones and actually have planted shrubs and flowers, but over the years are not cared for diligently, as happens. And as with all of the other many cemeteries owned by the town, there are limited funds for their care and maintenance. And while the Rawsonville Cemetery is mowed, this extra work has been beyond the ken of, certainly one sexton or even two, and the town.
Well, I don't mind cleaning it up. It's not that big. It won't be that big a job.
But
It really won't
cutting
be.
back shrubs that grow and grow and grow.
But I just want the authority
Right.
to do it, because I'm sure there's going to be some.
Okay.
I'm sure there's going to be some. I know that the one my wife talked to, it was up in Braintree, Vermont. She happened to be up there
Okay.
visiting, and they took all the plastic plants and everything else and threw them in a plastic bag. And I think they'd let people know. Well, there was a serious uproar. She said her husband was second. Well, they said,
Got
go ahead and look in the bag and take anything you want, but after this, they're no longer.
And you're also more forward-looking with this, it's about do not bring any more.
Oh, right, it's
That's
kind of both.
another key part of this, right?
Right.
And most cemeteries, I think, do have
Well,
those
I
types of
think,
rules.
like I
or
say,
whatever.
when I inherited the cemetery, took over as a cemetery, there's been a few, but there hasn't been a lot of additions to it. A lot of the stuff is probably more than 30 years old, and it's just grown up, and it just needs to be, I mean, I know, like I say, there's a couple stones you can't even see because a lot of the bushes.
They're obscured
Yeah.
by the
And even
plantings.
trying to put flags up in the springtime, it's tough to do. And I just kind of want, some guidance, not necessarily guidance, but I guess I need to have a vote to say, go with it. I mean, like I say, I'm sure there's gonna be some,
Right,
maybe not such good feedback, but I
right.
think if we move, we
I think
gotta,
most people would want it cleared. Is that what you mean? Like it would be a positive impact on the
the
cemetery?
one up in Braintree, her husband was the thing, they told some guy that needed to be done, he just sent him a check for $400, so there, if it's above that, let me know. He wanted it cleaned up, he just didn't want to do it.
Oh. The other thing is maybe there's a time period, maybe you say, okay,
Right.
the plastic pot is fine during the season, so to speak, but on October 15th, we're gonna remove them all.
The only problem with the plastic ones are that I think it depends on how many you put out, it makes it tougher and tougher for the people mowing.
Mowed, right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit tougher.
yeah. Really, it should just be flowers, is
Yeah,
basically what you're
and
saying.
I'm fully supportive of it.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
it makes sense,
absolutely.
and I would recommend that it's something that we kind of push out to all the cemeteries and not just Rawsonville. I
Right,
mean, they're all gonna have the same
right,
situation.
right.
Yeah, I don't know, like I said, I know I helped out somebody once, the one that's down in East Jamaica, and they were having a problem, this has been 15, 20 years ago, with the plastic. And because then people were walking up and chucking them over the bank instead of taking them home.
Oh, really?
Well, that's unfortunate. I think that Sextons have pretty generous authority by statute, but I didn't look at it before coming today. So what I'd like to do is make a resolution that the board is going to consider at the very least, what Nelson you have brought today to us to consider. And that we will act before the winter
Yeah, that's fine.
to give you the authority to both do whatever you need to do pre-winter, and then what you need to do potentially during the mud season, so that by the time you're actually doing aggressive spring cleanup.
And we can even push this thing further forward to give people, I mean, if we don't get much done before winter, and really people aren't gonna be going to the center, if we wanna move this in, I mean, this has been going on for 30 years. So if we just move it to give more people maybe a chance that would come for Memorial Day. I mean, this is just a rough draft, and I hadn't even thought about this, but maybe we should move it further into the summer so that it gives people a chance to look at it.
In the spring.
So that it's not all of a sudden they come and they disappear.
Okay.
They'll have a chance to look and call me and complain and.
All right. So I think it's not so much a formal resolution as kind of an agreement among ourselves that within the next couple of meetings, we'll come up with a proposal to you, but instead of May 15, maybe we'll do
I mean, you
June
can
15,
July.
July 1. Okay,
Like I said,
And-
this is just a purely rough draft,
right.
and I mean, you can.
So and what we would do is we would post it on the Facebook page, on our Facebook page. I'd ask Karen to do that, to publish it
I know
there
what they did up there,
and on
I
the
don't know how
website.
many people would hit.
What?
They put it in the town report.
Oh.
If you make it a full townwide thing, if you talk to the other sextons, they actually put it in the town report.
I actually think that's an excellent idea. What do people think?
I mean, it won't get everybody, because I know there's people in the Rawsonville Cemetery that are not residents of Jamaica.
Right. But in terms of how the citizens of the town feel about,
Right.
kind of instituting these guidelines across the board, in an official way. I think unofficially, they've sort of, sexton to sexton, it's been kind of an ad hoc action. Paul's like, we could dedicate a section, you know, a half a page. First of all, as a thank you to the sextons that do this tireless work,
I mean,
but
maybe-
two, to, you know, just to let people know, and word of mouth, get it out.
Well, maybe this is a good idea, and I hadn't thought of that. Before you go any further, talk to the other, like Karen and whoever
Yes,
else.
I will.
Talk to those.
I will.
and make it
Well,
a-
we would circulate this among all sextons and get feedback, yeah.
That's all, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
wasn't, this doesn't have, I didn't want it finalized, I just wanted to put.
No, discussion, yeah, absolutely, thank you for being
Thank you.
proactive,
And
actually.
the other thing is that ag note, probably in the springtime, not now probably, there's still a tree in Rawsonville
There's a big
Cemetery
tree.
that ought to be cut down.
Oh,
There's one
yes,
down here too.
yeah, in the village.
Yeah.
Before it does, it hasn't yet. It's had
But
to live.
it's getting ready.
It's taken
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. And we could put it out there to see if it could be done now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna, I mean, I can't imagine if we did both trees, it's less than $1,000.
Right,
So
and we
could-
just had some tree work done.
We could put it out for bid.
Put it
and
out for bid.
I could put it out for bid.
Like I said, it's just something.
Is
It's
that the-
probably a small enough expense that
That's
it
good.
doesn't need to even go out to triple bid, maybe.
Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking we'd add that there, I know there's a big.
Oh, unless we do two, okay, then it
Unless we're
probably
doing
is,
together, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, thank you.
Just put it out there. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks, Mel.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
Take care.
all right, the next item of business actually says discuss and approve, but really what we're gonna do is discuss and essentially, you know, potentially make no change to the current status of the town plan. And I'm gonna ask Greg to briefly discuss what occurred at the meeting that the planning commission held to present and discuss the town plan, and then the comments there that I think were reflected.
sure. So the planning commission had a hearing as they're required to for adopting the new town plan. I don't know, a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago. There was a couple people in attendance. There was some good discussion. Generally, there was very minor revisions, so to speak. There was nothing in a big content way. It was mostly just typos, consistencies, and things like that. There was a couple maps that were pointed out that were not revised or not current, which have now been revised. So as Jessica said, what we need to do now that it's been, the planning commission has put it forward to the select board, which is the next step, and that we now have reviewed it, and we are proposing to accept the draft that the planning commission has sent us. And the requirement now that we do is that we need to hold a hearing. And the suggested dates are either the 27th or the 10th, with it being just prior to our meeting, so we wouldn't have to have a separate day. So we would have a formal public hearing to hear any comments on the town plan. And then we would then have it as one of our agenda items that evening to approve the town plan. I am gonna make a motion that we.
Wait, before we do the
Okay,
date,
sorry.
I think if we say the 27th, are we technically not 15 days in advance?
Yeah, it's
That-
13 now.
so
Yes, so
that-
now we have to do the 10th of November.
So
Is
that's
that
what I
okay?
was gonna say.
Oh, okay,
anyways.
all right, yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, no, right, yeah, because this came out like a week ago or so with the suggestions from Matt Batchelor, is assisting the planning commission from Wyndham Regional.
Right,
So I am going to make a motion that we schedule the town plan hearing for the Monday, November 10th at 6 o'clock to be held here. Public's welcome. I believe the town plan draft has been posted, but we can make sure that it gets posted more. I mean, it's been
Visible.
posted by the planning commission, but we could also extend that posting so everybody's aware of what's going on. But that, yeah, so I'll make that motion to 6 o'clock on the 10th.
Second.
okay. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, terrific. So that's 12, 10,
11.
11 or 12:10?
11.
I mean, 11:10.
November.
Oh, November.
Is that
November.
Is that
It is the holiday
Veterans
though.
Day?
Well, Veterans Day is technically the Tuesday, but the
Right.
schools are closed on the 10th and the
Right.
buildings
Oh,
are
yeah.
closed on the 10th.
have our meeting?
So are we
on
gonna
Tuesday?
move to are we gonna move this meeting? We could actually approve it tonight. Do you wanna,
Well, we can still set this meeting date and we could,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
we
then-
could change our. select-
so it's 11:11 is what we're saying at 6 PM?
The Tuesday?
Yeah.
The Tuesday?
I'm just, the actual holiday is the 11th, so I just.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
so
wanna speak
others
out of turn
oh
saying
gosh.
that like, I
Great.
don't know as far as government,
Okay,
what's open or closed.
so we could do the 12th. Do you wanna do the Wednesday? And that's when we'll propose to move that meeting.
See if it's a holiday.
Yeah, everybody could take a peek.
So we've settled on 1800 November 12th.
Have we settled?
I think
No.
that's
So
what
I
we're
will-
certainly considering.
Rescind my current, or revise the current motion to,
It
that
falls,
we hold our hearing at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, November 12th.
okay, it says it's a federal holiday on Tuesday, the 11th, but there's no school on Monday.
That's one of my kids' schools and then the other one not, so,
And does that matter for the purposes of our?
yeah, I mean, it might not matter.
The only thing that we just have to worry about is that our current plan
It's the same
expires on the 15th, so we can't be going too much.
Right,
past that.
right.
I mean, I thought it was
So,
Wednesday.
alright, let me just, yeah, I have Veterans Day as Tuesday, not Monday.
Right.
Courts
We'll
are
avoid
open,
all
everything's
confusion and go
open.
with Wednesday. I'm suggesting we
We
have
just
our-
go with Wednesday.
Go with Wednesday.
And move the select board meeting to Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
So the revised motion is that we set the town plan hearing date for November 12th at 6 PM,
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Second, did I hear Kate second?
I did.
Okay, all right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next order of business is to begin what I think will be, well, not really begin, but to continue our discussion of alternatives for the transfer station fee collection mechanism. We are closing out on our supply of yellow bags. We will have to exhaust the green bags, but
Lots of greenbacks.
we have plenty of green bags.
They work
Or
for
not,
you.
I wouldn't say plenty, but we have,
Yeah.
a supply of green bags. So in order to get ahead of this, we want to start the discussion. So what do you want to share with us, Kate? in
So
terms of thoughts?
I found that a lot of the towns in our district, our solid waste district and nearby that are not in our district, a bunch of them use bags. But Stratton uses punch tickets, and Wardsboro and Westminster use stickers, and Londonderry uses punch cards. So Stratton paid $161 for 2,000 punch cards that were printed.
Wait,
and
how much do they pay?
160.
$161.
Dollars, flat.
Now Stratton is a smaller town. They don't have, I don't know how many they use, but anyway, so that was for 2,000 punch cards. They have to be printed with, they have to be precisely for the town and not possibly counterfeited, so
Right.
they have to.
So
and
how many,
then,
I'm so sorry to make you repeat
No,
it.
today.
But
161
paid for how many punch
for
cards?
2,000 punch cards.
Only 2,000, but
Yes.
that doesn't seem like.
Yes, and that's not
nearly
very
enough.
much, that's Stratton.
Right.
Wardsboro paid $3,000 for 12,500 stickers that also have to be printed with, town seal and whatnot.
Okay.
And Westminster paid $5,366 for 50,000 stickers. Sorry, it's apples to oranges, I know, but that's, and
Okay.
they also had to be printed with their own town seal, et cetera. Londonderry, I don't know how much they paid, but Esther Fishman was very forthcoming with, she said that they wound up buying a vending machine for the punch cards because people were not happy that they couldn't get the punch cards when they
At
needed
the-
them. And they had, what did you say, there were 5 town offices had them at the hardware store and the Weston store, but people were not able to purchase them at the transfer station, and they were not happy with that. So they bought a vending machine for $8,000 that's at the transfer station, so people can.
Just get it right on
Yeah.
when they forget.
Now, also, I have spoken with Ernie, who is perfectly happy to deal with, he would like to be able to sell whatever we're selling. Another thing that Esther said was that their auditor actually said they're not allowed to, they shouldn't have money at the transfer station. Cash but
Same
we
with
take
ours.
checks, and so we could still
Yeah.
take checks, and in fact, I think it was Stratton that takes credit cards. And Ernie said he could do that. I guess he gets internet service well enough.
Yes,
He could
there is
do
service there. Yeah.
credit cards. He likes the idea of stickers. I tried to pin him down as to why stickers as opposed to tokens or punch cards, and it wasn't really clear why. that
So
was
how
the
does the
difference.
do you mind, just from me and others in
Yeah.
TV land, how does stickers work?
So the stickers are, most people unfortunately use plastic bags, and so they put the sticker on the bag, and it goes by volume. So many dollars or so many stickers. No, they have orange and blue, I think it was at Wardsboro, for 2 different sizes, 15 gallon and 33 gallon or something, that are worth they're all different prices in the different towns, but they're all, in the same ballpark, anything from $1 to $3, $3.50 for the different sizes. So they would.
But it's not a bag that was supplied by the town, so someone's coming and saying, this is a 13-gallon bag, and the transfer station attendant has to say yay or nay.
Yes.
Okay.
And to me, volume is better than weight because we don't have a scale, and it's just that's what most of the transfer stations go with is volume.
All right. And then the punch card is similar because it's
Yeah.
by volume.
Yes. So they sorry, there's so many different. They have $2 for up to 13 gallons, $4 for 14 to 30 gallons, and $6 for 31 to 55 gallons. And and so they punch once or twice depending on what the volume is that people are. And one of the towns, it was Westminster, actually mails their residents 55 stickers each, and it actually comes out of their taxes, but it feels like it's free, so that for the first 55 stickers they don't have to pay, and then after that they have to pay.
Oh, interesting.
All of the towns that I spoke with for the stickers and the punch cards and the tokens liked they said most people were happy. You will always have people not happy with whatever you wind up with, but that they like their systems. I personally like the token idea because we already have tokens. They're cheap. We can get them from a company that it's not the same company that supplied ours that we still have, the sort of cardboardy ones. But there's another company that sells using recycled materials or wood, and they will print on them. Whatever, we can just do the dollar
And then you just
amounts
reuse
or-
them as they're handed in. They're back in the pile, and you can hand them back out.
And they're not expensive. So.
Okay. Paul, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, the question is kind of twofold. The ones that are coupons, the tokens and stickers, they're purchased from the town?
You buy them same as here.
Same place as the bank.
It's in everything.
Yes.
So if you've got a vending machine, how does one ensure that is town residents only?
I'm gonna flat out say I don't wanna spend $8,000
No, I
on
know.
a vending machine.
Yeah.
So no consideration.
I
We
know.
don't
But
even
we
need
have
to answer that.
so in other words, someone would come on site to I imagine that
It
the
has a
vending machine
sticker
is
on-
located at the transfer
It was at the
station.
transfer.
So they
So they would have
sticker on
already
their
had to
car.
show their
Sticker.
card. Everybody still has a card that allows them to come to the dump.
Yeah.
And then they could then park and, you know, go to the vending machine.
But that's moot, because we're not gonna.
Yeah, and I think the whole point is to go away from the significant expense.
Save money.
Monitor all the other things he's getting going on.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
any, before I talk, any other thoughts
Mm,
that you wanted to?
No, I think, I stated my preference, but it doesn't really matter to me. I wish people wouldn't use plastic bags, but I can't do anything about that.
Right. So I'd like to just talk high level about how we get to go.
Yeah.
So I feel like the last time around, despite the fact that it was discussed at numerous select board meetings and we handed out sample bags and people still felt blindsided. So I'm not quite sure what the answer is, and I'd have to double check if we have time to wait until town meeting.
Yeah.
Do we? Do you know?
Sarah didn't seem to think so. It
Okay.
seemed that, well, I guess it would depend on how long ordering whatever would take.
Okay.
Because she said maybe we have a half a year left.
Okay.
We have about 20 cases of the yellow bags left. On average, we go through one a week. So I say 20 weeks and we're out. That's kind of, I mean, they should go a little longer because these cases are larger, but I wouldn't plan on them going much longer than 20 weeks at this point.
That's
Yeah,
5
so that's
minutes.
not enough.
Right. So I guess we could call a meeting, a hearing, or something special and publicize it and let people come.
Yeah, people seem to have
Well-
strong feelings about it.
Right, and we could just, we could make a flyer with the options on it and just have a meeting, and anybody who's interested come and weigh in on whether they prefer a sticker or a token, a bag, I think, obviously the costs are so much lower.
Yeah.
If we abandon the bag route.
And that should be a primary motivation,
Right,
because
for
like
the
you
town.
said before, there's always gonna be somebody who's not happy with
Not
it,
happy,
but we're being
right.
motivated by saying, we're
Right.
trying to save money at a
Right,
huge cost to our town.
okay.
And have a system that people like or
Right.
can
And works.
deal with.
Yeah. And this is proven that they work, which is great that we have other towns that have done it.
Right.
And
So-
that Ernie's on board.
Right. And
That's
you've
key.
vetted that already with
Yeah.
Ernie, and he was fine. Okay. So why don't we try for the next meeting to have a mock-up of a flyer? And then we'll actually take an action at the next meeting where we approve the flyer and the date for an information session. And then we'll, I'm not sure what else we can do besides that to,
Were the tokens the cheapest route?
They were, okay, this is funny,
actually the punch cards look like the cheap. Well, I don't know.
The tokens were, however long, in 2020, actually, Sarah told me, $117 for 625. And
So
as you said, they're
comparable to the punch
reusable.
cards.
Whereas
Right.
the stickers, you use it and it's gone.
Gone.
So-
Right.
Right. So the tokens will be reusable. So the expense will go out over years instead of every time we purchase them, like the punch cards or stickers.
Right. So really the question is, do we stick with bags or do we go to tokens? I mean, really? I mean, what's the difference between tokens, stickers, and punch cards? Not much, right? As a functional matter?
It doesn't seem to be, to me.
Because you still come with your own bag, and the bag has to be judged by Ernie to be
Right.
which size.
And if the tokens are reusable, that
Right.
cuts our cost even more. And the
Yeah,
bags, if we can
yeah.
cut out our bag cost, that's huge.
Right. Why would we be creating,
Throwaway society, so
Right.
to speak,
Right.
by buying stickers that are.
Right. At least, and the thing about punch cards is they actually have to be punched,
Yeah.
which and stickers is just creating more plastic and plasticated paper.
Yep.
Right. All right, so I think I'll just make a motion that we're gonna create a flyer. It's gonna propose tokens versus bags, and it'll propose a date for an information session, and our goal will be to have that to approve at the next meeting.
And in the meantime, I can contact the company to find out more about the recyclable materials they use versus the wooden tokens.
Tokens, okay. It's not really a motion, I'm making a
Yeah.
commitment, you know, a genuine commitment.
We don't need a second.
No, it doesn't need to be a motion. Okay, any other discussion? Nope, okay, thanks everyone, that was great, Kate. Super, thank you for the research, really appreciate that. Oh, Sarah, since you're on, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm good with whatever we decide. I think moving away from bags is just better for everyone in the environment at this point. So I completely support that.
And
Right.
yeah, storage also, come to think of it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a much
yeah.
smaller amount of
Yeah.
space we need.
Exactly. All right, terrific. Going on to the next item, which is, I think Greg, you're gonna discuss applying for a municipal planning grant to create the local hazard mitigation. Oh, no. Yeah, that is you.
Yep, and then Greg's
Yeah,
here to
and Greg.
support me. I
Right,
guess.
Greg
No.
Lakers, right.
So just a little quick background. Every town, just like our town plan, is required to have a local hazard mitigation plan that's needs to be renewed every 5 years. That keeps us eligible for federal funding and as one component of it, but the other part is that hopefully it helps alleviate some or mitigate some potential hazards within town. So our town hazard mitigation plan expired in July. It's a quite lengthy process and timely. It's a community involved process where it's not just somebody like Greg or I or the board or whatever sitting there and saying, this is what we should do. There's a lot of give and take with the community. I mean, I know Paul's been involved with it several times, several reiterations. The funding, it roughly, I mean, Wyndham Regional will support the process through, and just like the town plan, it's quite intense, the administration of the process, I guess. And it costs, $10,000 to $12,000, let's throw out that number. The primary funding for this was a federal grant that was administered through FEMA. It's called the Building Resilient Communities BRIC. That was axed back in March or April. So there's no funding coming out of that. The state of Vermont has submitted, maybe in anticipation, I don't know quite the chicken or the egg type of thing, but we are included with a submission that had been done through the state to seek grant funding through Disaster 4720, which was the July 2023 storm. So there's the state is seeking grant assistance through that disaster, which may or may not happen. So there's a whole lot of may or may not happens, and I just kind of, in conversation with Greg and Brian Zeroff, and just kind of said, let's kind of keep this moving forward. I don't want to risk any potential future funding if we do get hit with a disaster again. So one of the things that popped up that Alyssa from Wyndham Regional pointed out is that we could seek a municipal planning grant, which is the same book grants that we got funding to do our town plan. We could seek that grant funding for the municipal plan. The planning commission's on board with that. Caroline Pelkey, who is the state disaster, I don't quite know her title, hazard mitigation person, is in concurrence that we seek this grant. Sounds like there's maybe 6 or 8 towns that are also seeking it, so it's going to be fairly competitive. But what has to happen is that we need to have a resolution approved that we are seeking this grant. And then Alyssa will go through and complete the
application.
The grant application, right. So that's what
Will you make
we're
a
here
motion?
for. I will make a motion. I will make a motion that the town of Jamaica, that we seek, to approve the municipal resolution to seek a municipal planning grant to complete our local hazard mitigation plan.
Second. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Any
Yeah.
discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Great, unanimous.
And we do need to,
Thank you.
all of us do need to sign off on this.
Yeah, so let's sign before we leave today?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, terrific. Great.
I'm gonna just put it in there.
All right, Greg, do you want to go straight to updating on the status of the various RFPs?
Sure, well, actually, the, item 7
You want to do that after
doesn't
the
matter.
Ped Grant? It's up to you.
doesn't matter. I wanted to just bring up, and I think I may have mentioned this before, we approved seeking a bike/pedestrian planning grant, back in June. Based on the discussion within the board, it was discussed as we would seek the grant. It's now, we've been awarded the grant, and just for due diligence, I guess, I'd like to approve the acceptance of the grant, because there is a 20% town match, so that's approximately $8,000 for this grant. And I think in the discussion that we had before was that we would accept the grant if we got it, as opposed to just being awarded it. So we were approved for a grant for $48,000 to do. It's a scoping study within the town. It would include Depot Street and Water Street. It does not include Route 30, but other than where those Depot Street and Water Street intersect. And so the whole design of this is to improve pedestrian and bike transportation and other safety measures within town. So it's on the town highways, not on the state highway, but anyways, that's good. It would integrate and tie into the new bridge going into the state park and that kind of thing too.
Right.
So I will make a motion that the town accepts the V-Trans bicycle and pedestrian grant for a total of $48,000.
Second. Seems like a no-brainer to me.
It is, but just for formality, I guess.
Right. Okay, I'll call the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Terrific.
All right, and so then we'll be putting that out to bid, but that's not what I'd be talking about. That's not what I was talking about. But this will be going out to bid. There's a list of state-approved vendors for this that I will work with Wyndham Regional to put that out. This has a time frame. It doesn't actually say right on here. It's actually for a couple of years. I mean, so this would more than likely be taking place next summer.
Okay. Terrific.
Okay. The other item that would just add is, this is more just an update for anybody who might be watching on TV, and we'll get these posted. I know there's several RFPs that we're going to be putting out that are fairly large RFPs that would be upcoming. The first of them is for the Water Street project, which is the buyout of the first property on Water Street, funded by FEMA.
It's a demolition.
It's for the demolition, so that we'd be putting out, the project needs to be completed by the end of December. This one, I hope to have the RFP done this week, and I'll just draft it around, and but we don't need formality to put it out there, but just, this is more for an awareness, with a deadline of the now November 12th meeting.
Sounds perfect.
So that it gives people enough time to look at the project, and also that we have enough time to complete the project.
Right, and just as a reminder for folks, the town is purchasing the property at 30 Water Street. The purchase price is funded through hazard mitigation, but ultimately FEMA. And we anticipate closing by the end of the month. And very shortly after closing, we will be in a position to award, and then it is to, as required under the terms of the grant, to demolish the small building that's located there out of safety, etc. And then the town will own that as open land, and then we can
Similar
decide
to
at
the
that
properties
point.
on Water Street,
Right.
you know, with the, you know,
Right.
for,
Right,
we could integrate it into the bike and
Right.
pedestrian
exactly.
program for a
I think
nice
ultimately it would be.
riverside walk.
Right. Paul,
Is
yes.
that the one on 30 and 30 and Water
Right
Street?
at the corner of Water and 30.
Yeah, one
It
on
looks,
Riverside.
right, it looks at River and Rhine, yeah.
Almost in the river.
almost in the river, right?
Yeah, exactly, in the river.
So
All
that
right,
was
thank
coming
you.
down the road just for an awareness, so that we'll be posting that. And I'll get the posting out a little bit further too, as far as getting it on the VLCT website. There's a couple other places where we can extend the bidding process. Two other ones. One is that we've received a structures grant for $200,000 from V-Trans and for replacement of the culvert on Goodyville Road. And that would hopefully be taking place next summer also. So that would be putting out to bid now in advance so that they can procure the concrete and all those types of things. And lastly,
Thank you, Greg, that was huge.
we floated up to the top of the list quicker than we kind of anticipated. It's usually a rough 3 or 4 year rotation. I think it's been.
Well, thank you for your attention, because without it, I don't think we would have made up the list that quickly, and that's a huge benefit to the town.
Thank you. And then the other one is our last project from the FEMA 2023 July storm, which is the repairs to the Goodyville Bridge. That has not quite been obligated yet, but it's at that stage where I've signed off on everything, and it's just now the formality of it being obligated.
What's the size of that one again?
For
That's a
funding,
big one, yeah, for the bridge.
it's roughly $300,000.
Yeah.
And the Goodyville, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are bigger projects putting out for bid now this fall to get lined up for those contractors are not as readily available, so to speak. So
Right.
hopefully get on the list for next summer.
Perfect.
That's all.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Those are really wonderful things to look forward to. Okay, so I'm now going to go on to the regular order of business. First is I will make a motion to approve the pay orders that are in the folder.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. I will, as the late addition, make a motion to approve the timesheets of the staff in the town office, the listers, the transfer station, and the road crew.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And next is public concerns. I think we know one. Go ahead, go ahead.
I sent you an email this morning, and I just thought the responsible thing to do would be show up at the meeting. But the signs have become more vulgar on Route 30.
Do you want to, just for everyone, just say what we're talking about?
Yeah, so I emailed Jessica and the board with an email and picture documentation of let me get the address, so it's the signs on the telephone poles at the very edge of 3863 Vermont 30 property, which is the old Jamaica coffee shop. There are 2 light poles there, or electric poles, or something. But the owner of the Jamaica coffee shop has been posting personal attack signs of sorts. At least they seem that way. There's never any names on them, of course. But today, this morning, one went up that had actual profanity on it, even though it was censored out. And it's just really it's not cool. I mean, in the simplest terms, it's unwelcoming. I talked with Benzie, and it affects Benzie's business, it affects River Drive, because it's very visible to both of those businesses. It's right next door to where children live. And it's at the edge of our town, welcoming people into town. And it's just it's not who we are. So I just wanted to bring that up, put it on public documentation. I've been telling people to email, because everyone's like, oh, I hate those too. You have to email them too, it has to be on the record. So I just wanted to bring that up, put it on the record to see if anything can be done about it. There's no way that they comply with the sign ordinance. And I know that there's very little we could probably do about it. We're not the cops or anything, but it's also not his private property that he's posting them on. They're property of the telephone or electric company or whoever they belong to. So it's like a multi-layered, not okay thing. Yeah.
And how does it make you feel?
Really kind of disgusted and like embarrassed that it's in our town, truly. Yeah, really embarrassed.
Okay. I hear.
Yeah,
I hear.
and I agree, yeah, and it,
Yeah.
like you said, it's beyond, not beyond, but it goes deeper than our sign ordinance, because it is, the telephone poles have their own ordinance in place for posting things on them, and anything within the right-of-way is governed by the state statutes too, as far as any temporary sign, permanent sign, anything, nothing can be in the right-of-way. So any kind of sandwich boards, any of those types of things are, beyond our sign ordinance. So there's a lot more leverage, I guess, behind those. And so there's multiple ways to kind of go after this. And I agree. I mean, they're definitely not becoming of the town, that's for sure.
So anybody who wants to also come to any other subsequent meeting or to send emails, that is, it informs the board in terms of, there is a sign ordinance, and there is also a statute. The owner has been provided a copy of the ordinance as well as copies of the state statutes. I think you've seen that there's been some shifting of activity at that site. And so everything that we can hear from I hear what you're saying very much. But, it does help the board if we're hearing from people in terms of that. Now, there's obviously concern that any activity might provoke a greater and even more distressing response. So this is public comment. It's not, an action will not be taken of the board, but, it's really important that we hear, from folks. And so first of all, I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for emailing. And if, other folks want to share, that would be helpful.
Okay. Yeah. I did notice that it slowed down for a while. But this morning was kind of like, the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever that is. Because it was just so awful. Like, I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw it. Yeah, you sent me the picture. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, okay, time to go. Time to remember to send that email because it's not slowing down anymore.
Right.
Anyway, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. All right, any other, Greg?
So I have one, it's not nearly as,
Dramatic.
well, I was going to say important, but it is important. A week from tomorrow, the state is having the binary blizzard emergency management exercise. Jamaica is taking part. Our participation in the exercise will go from 8 until noon because people work all day. And right now, I think there's 3 of us participating.
Yeah.
So the state is also willing to purchase, I decided, coffee, pastries upstairs. We'll get that from Forrest and we'll bring that over. We do want to exercise a few things around town. For example, we want to make sure the generators all work. I mean, we'll actually try to go out and turn them on. So if anyone knows how to turn those things on.
Sarah's on the phone, so there is a switch, and we'll do it with Sarah's guidance.
Right. So we're going to do that at the fire department.
I saw Terry do it once.
You and I did. You did it with me.
So we'll do it at the fire department also. The other thing that we'll probably do through town is I will put emergency This is a drill notifications on VT Alert and the Front Porch Forum, so that people at least know that we can get word out when something's happening. I have no idea what is expected of us next Wednesday. Supposedly, I am getting a document from Vermont Emergency Management tomorrow outlining the expectations. Always skeptical. But if nothing else, we will have some good pastries and coffee on Wednesday morning. And we'll exercise the emergency management plan as it exists.
You have included an exercise including the shelter.
No, we are not opening the shelter.
We're not opening the shelter.
No, we're
Not for this one.
I didn't have enough people to do it, you know, and there's just so much that I can do, so.
And I've heard that Jim Tonkovich, I don't know if you know Jim, that he's gonna be in town observing.
Yes, he
is?
That's what I just heard.
Yes, he emailed me tonight.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but.
He did? He emailed you?
Yeah, let's see.
Jim Tonkovich?
Yeah.
Well, he holds purse strings, that's how I know
I
him.
think he does work for I think technically for the state emergency management. He's also our contact or liaison or whatever with FEMA. He's
Right.
our state rep.
And, right.
He doesn't work for FEMA, but he's the state correspondent
Right.
of, and now that all of that 90% of the FEMA stuff is kind of done, it all goes through the state now directly. So he's my direct contact.
Right. Do the purse strings.
I'm glad I was fast and polite.
Yes. And he's great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. But he does have, he's of significant importance to the town, for sure.
So I guess I would ask if you could, at least for the beginning of the exercise at 8 o'clock, physically be here. No, I guess
You would warn me, yeah.
I don't know if we need to be
I have my laptop. If I have to, I'll just work from here. If it's,
I can do the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, that's it.
Right.
Oh, what time can we get in the building on Wednesday?
You just tell me. I mean, I live here. I'll just open it up.
Can you open up at like 7:30?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Perfect. Especially if there's donuts. I'll open it at 7:30 for donuts. Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Terrific. Anything else, public? All right. We're gonna. Yeah.
You didn't mention me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's what my little star was here. So after careful consideration, and I know this was mentioned briefly at an earlier meeting, but we hadn't really had time to sort of start kind of conversing. Very long time select board member, Andy Coyne, for a variety of reasons, personal reasons, well thought through, has stepped down formally from his role as a select board member. His presence and historical knowledge will be deeply missed. And I think a town meeting will do a more formal thanks to him for his time. It leaves the board with an open position. It has been posted. The remaining members of the board can appoint a temporary select board member to fill the 5th seat through the town meeting in March. And so this is a call for individuals who are interested in sitting on the board as a 5th member. It's a good way to kind of learn how the board works in case you're interested in running in March. And Andy's shoes are big to fill, including not insignificantly his role as vice chair of the select board and as liaison to the sheriff's office. This is a preview to this board that in the next meeting or two, we should have a pre-meeting about 15 minutes before, which would be an organizational meeting where we designate those two roles to current members of the board. You know, Andy has held many different roles over the years, and you know, his ability to just raise a contrary point of view, to bring to bear historical knowledge. Also, he sat on the Wyndham Regional Committee for years, attending those meetings in person, and brought to the board detailed readouts from those meetings that were a deep appreciation by us, and tremendous help. So we'll miss that, and so I'm going to be reaching out to people to get kind of some anecdotes from Andy and just additional thank yous. Anybody else on that? I think that was what I wanted to share for today. Again, a heartfelt thank you to Andy for all his years. All right, with that, we're going to have a brief executive session, but there will be no action taken. And so we will adjourn thereafter. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super quick.
Good night. Thank you,
Good
Greg.
night, thank you. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for coming, Paul.
Bye, y'all.
Where was Karen? Where was Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, she's out of town.
Oh, she's out of town.
Yeah,
Oh.
He's out of country.
she's way out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. She's traveling.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You should vote to go into executive session.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Good night, Sarah.
I will make two motions. The first is I move to find that premature general public knowledge of a personnel matter and personal and compensation matter would clearly place those individuals in the town at a substantial disadvantage, because the select board would have to reveal personal information if it discusses this personnel matter in public. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Second, I move that we enter into executive session to discuss this personnel and compensation matter under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1A of the Vermont statutes.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are exiting executive session. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
8:10.